We are discussing currently Draymond Green. If you haven't heard it, this little snippet in regards to the Jordan Poole punch, he was on with a podcast with Pat Bev, and this is the quick soundbite that we are discussing right now.
I don't just hit people. Dialogue, of course, happens over time, and you usually ain't just triggered by something like that fast, to that degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a team. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody on my team triggering me, in an instant. We know stuff that you don't say amongst men. You know what I'm saying? We know things that you have to stand on.
Have you heard enough from Draymond Green, or do you need to hear more in regards to the punch? 888-957-9570. That's our YouTube poll question. Right now, 73% say yes, they've heard enough from the punch. Joe Shasky, go ahead.
No, it's just like, you got to read the room in life, right?
Yes.
Right? That's a big thing, right? And
social cues, massive.
Absolutely, right? And, you're going to hear this a lot today from whoever, people interpreting this, callers, texters, tweeters. You can't test my manhood on the streets if you say X, Y, and Z. You're not in the streets. Now, are there some times where things pour over into other aspects of life? Absolutely. Draymond Green's been to the White House.
Yeah.
Draymond Green wants to be a TNT announcer. Draymond Green wants to get into new media. Okay? So there's a way to conduct yourself.
I forgot about the new media term.
What do you mean the new media?
Hashtag new media.
Am I wrong?
No. I just forgot that he said that it's the new media. I was like, you mean the new media? That's just the same as the old media. It's just a podcast.
No, I'm not saying you can't slip up every now and then.
Yes.
This guy's got a laundry list of things, from, again, stomping on Sabonis earlier this postseason to tackling Michael Beasley, kicking, Steven Adams. He's done a zillion different things. Okay, a zillion different things. The Draymond Green, Jordan Poole punch is one of many things. There's the KD altercation. Then that's him sitting down with him at a podcast and then airing out Bob Myers, saying that Bob Myers handled it wrong. There's been so many areas where he has just doubled down on an action that he did wrong by talking about it more and more and more. And it's like, dude, you're repeating the same problems. And so what I'm trying to get at here is that there's a time and a place to address these things. Let it go, dude. Either write the book and tell us exactly what happened, or let the damn thing go. This slow leak of trying to make yourself justified or build the narrative or justify why you did what you did. Dude, people are set in stone. The people that love Draymond are going to pretty much ride with Draymond no matter what. The more you talk, I think the more you're going to lose some of your audience.
888-957-9570. That's the number to call in or text in on the Comcast Business text line. Have you heard enough from Draymond Green regarding the punch? Mac on the YouTube chat. We are live and streaming on Twitch and YouTube all day right here on 95.7 The Game. Mac, I retract my vote of saying I've heard enough about the punch from Draymond Green. I wouldn't mind hearing about it from other people that are in the know. And that's the thing. Whenever the tell-all happens, and maybe we'll only find out when the Last Dance version of the Warriors happens in 20 years or so. Maybe that's the only time we're going to find out. Maybe Bob Myers will be on his podcast whenever he does that, talk about it. I will be fascinated to hear, and I don't think they'll have audio of whatever happened. There was just grainy footage and stuff like that. But I will be very interested to hear from everyone in regards to what happened on that. Whoever was on the court then, players, coaches, staff, Joe Lacob, if he ever talks about it, I will be interested in hearing that. So when people say, yeah, they've heard enough from it, you say that, but then you're like Mac, and he's like, actually, I kind of want to know.
Well, here's the thing. Like, it's pretty funny. Like, curiosity is real. We all kind of want to know everything. Like, it's behind a private profile. I want to take a look. Should I hit subscribe or follow that person? Like, we have curiosity in every facet of our life. Absolutely. You're teaching your young son Benny right now many, many rules of life.
Yes.
Okay.
Many. Spitting, one of them. Don't like that as a bad habit. It's a bad habit.
How many times in his 4 years or so of life have you said, hey, the action is one thing, but what you did after the action was actually worse? Either you covered it up, you threw a tantrum, you did something. Like, the action stands alone on itself. And then there's what you've done since the action to actually make things worse for yourself.
Yes. Oh, perfect example. Yesterday, we had some Oreo cookies, and he's tall enough now to where he can reach certain areas. I was like, nah, you got to finish your food. peak parent right here. One of us just, no, you got to finish your dinner. We had chicken sandwich. Like, have some chicken, have some, like, take a couple bites, then sure, you can have it. No, I want one now. I was like, too bad. Tries to go for it.
Exactly.
I have to put it up higher. Then he throws a temper tantrum, throws stuff everywhere. And that's when I have to take him a step back, calm him down,
exactly.
do that sort of stuff. So yes, to your point, it happens. But why are we asking this from a guy who's 30 years old and been in the league this long? Well, but why are we? But like, what? Like, why are we like?
But no, I want to examine this because I'm looking at the way he's acting post the whole situation. So, and everyone's gonna say Poole's running his mouth because you're gonna hear that a lot from people. Poole's running his mouth. He said X, Y, Z.
Doesn't even matter what he said. Like, that's the thing. Like, who cares?
But since
sticks and stones, Shasky, may break my bones. Come on.
As a guy who's not a great vehicle for empathy in Jordan Poole, because trust me, I was as frustrated as every Warrior fan with his play and his immaturity on a variety of levels. Okay, on a variety of levels. I'm telling you right now, the way he's dealt with this situation in terms of not talking has shown the most maturity between the two, Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. I'm not saying that he wasn't immature leading up to the situation, but how he's handled it post, I don't know what to tell people.
Well, it felt like the campfire was dwindling. We were putting the sand all over it. We were doing all, well, I guess you're not supposed to put sand on the campfire. Bad analogy there, but you're putting in the thing to die out, all that sort of stuff. There was a little glimmer left, and then this sound bite popped up, and that added, you poured gasoline all over to the topic again, and it engulfed in flames.
And Draymond
we got
wants
this bonfire at Carmel Beach, and now we're all gathered around, me, you, Tyler Miller, Nola, Khalil King, everyone on the YouTube channel. We're all gathered around discussing it, because that's just what we do. We have to talk about it because
this is what happens.
Because he wants us to talk about it, and we're talking about it.
Joe, you know what everyone says? I hate reality television. Right?
No,
everyone says that. You know why there's 50 different housewives? There's Miami, New York, Orange County, New Jersey. You know why? Because it's clearly popular.
Sports is the biggest reality TV show of all time, and that's why it consumes and makes so much money. Sports is our reality TV because it's the realest reality TV. It's not scripted. That's why we had this bunch. We didn't think that was coming. We love sports. We love reality. Vanderpump Rules, whatever the hell that is. We love that.
You know, my wife loves that.
I don't even know. What is that even? I don't.
Vanderpump Rules is like about a restaurant, and now there's like spin-offs, and this guy cheated on this
woman.
What is
Vanderpump? Who is that?
They got broken up, and I'm not really sure. My wife.
It's like a restaurateur or something like that.
No,
in
the
LA?
Vanderpumps are these like British people who moved to America who run a restaurant, and then there's all these younger people who work at the restaurant, and then they've all splintered off, and there's a couple, I don't know, are they Jasons? I forget the guy's names, but there's two guys with the same name, and then they were like, anyway, point being, we're way off topic. The point that I'm getting at is people are like, why are you guys talking about this? You know why? Because I serve the audience what they want. All right? Do you know why McDonald's is so popular? Because we love fast food.
I am not afraid to admit it. I love it. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, I haven't eaten McDonald's in a decade. I was like, really? I had it last week. I love it. I don't care. Well, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Anthony and Benicia, you are on the Morning Roast with Spadoni and Shasky. What's going on, bro?
I just can't get over Draymond. Just let it go.
I know. Hi, Elsa. Tony?
Hey, Anthony.
Benicia?
Said, hey.
There he is.
Yes, that is me.
Yes, sir.
What's up, dog?
So, all right, so I've said it before, Draymond is full of crap. You got a drop for me now, and I appreciate that, but I just kind of want to go here with it. I think that it's interesting that throughout this whole time, you've had people on either side of this conversation, and you mentioned that there's a few texts saying, well, I just want to really hear what he said. And those type of people get on my nerves because they really just want to feel vindicated as to why they're still on Draymond's side, even though there's a laundry list of reasons and evidence why you should be saying, like, Draymond, you are wrong. And the caller, the lady up there in Portland, I believe, she said that, like, everybody came out and said that Jordan Poole didn't deserve it. The captain of the team, you know, our Chef Curry said the same thing. So why are we still continuing to defend Draymond? And then he goes and he said there are certain things you don't say to men. Well, if that's the case, Kevin Durant should have knocked your block off in the middle of that game because you said what he's implying that Jordan Poole may have said to him. We still don't know. I have cousins that I speak to on a regular basis that are like, well, I just want to know what he said. And it's like, it doesn't matter. This isn't the streets. I'm from the streets. I know how it goes down out there. That ain't it. But the other thing that I think is really important that I kind of want to get at is that you have people in the media. You had Rick Bucher a couple weeks ago say that Jordan Poole wasn't being mature enough to handle the situation, and he was supposed to let it go. But newsflash, Rick, Draymond is not letting it go. Jordan Poole has done the best, he's handled it the best way possible. He hasn't said a thing. He's a steel trap.
No.
He doesn't want to speak about it. He wants to put it past him. But everybody else seems to not want to do that. And that everybody else starts with Draymond. So I think it's disappointing that we have a society that will victim shame someone that was clearly done wrong. And it's like, you wouldn't do that to a young lady who was taken advantage by an older guy. Oh, you shouldn't have wore that dress. And I understand that might be a little too far, but it's the same thing. Somebody was done wrong, and we have a segment of people who still want to defend the person who did it wrong. And the other caller said that he's a bully, and that's exactly what he is. Is he a punk? Maybe not. Maybe he's not going to let somebody just walk up on him. But he chose the person that he knew he can get away with that stuff with. So that's just my point, guys.
Got it. Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate
agree
your call.
with that, Anthony. It's a really reserved call.
And his whole thing was they were asking for it, is basically his whole comparison there. Like, the so-and-so is asking for it doesn't mean it's right. Trying to hit someone, that whole notion is like, oh, so-and-so is asking for it. And that's slippery slope, and I don't like that term at all.
Well, what it does, to me, like, when I've gone through therapy and I've gone through all of these things when it comes to being an aggressive individual, and when you get into the so-and-so did this, which triggered me, what you're doing is taking the onus and the culpability away from yourself.
Yep.
Right? And what I've learned, this is my journey. I'm just telling you what my journey is. And what I've learned in my journey is that I can accept the things that I can control. And I can't control others' actions. And there are times in my life where, people do things, and it's up to me to determine how I will react to what they're doing. And there's times that I do good, and there's times that I do bad, and there's times that I regret things. And then how do I react after whatever my actions are? Am I reflective on it? Do I sulk? Do I double down on it and continue to fester and whatnot? Like, I think we can all relate to this in so many facets of life. And it's just at this point, Draymond Green. Like, we're in the middle of July. I want to talk Giants 7-game win streak.